Good afternoon. My name is Donna Thiesel, and I'm your host of The Edge on IEC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, that's local to North Alabama. And then you can find us syndicated on Abundant Television, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire.
I can't keep up with all
Don't forget the podcast.
Oh, I watched that.
NetsNewsNetwork.net.
I watched
some great hosts on there. I'm gonna tell you, I'm just tickled that to be part of it, and they are awesome. I'm gonna tell you what, they really are.
You were interviewing the one who started the actual podcast.
Absolutely, and he is fabulous, absolutely fabulous. So it's always so much fun to talk with him. His name is Murray, and Murray really knows his stuff.
Well, actually, this was a lady. She said she was the only one on there at first.
And I'm going to tell you what, she's fantastic too. And she's from California, and she's been in weightlifting competitions and all this kind of stuff. And she is just, and you too, you're a fitness fanatic. So you and this lady would really, really like each other. You know what? LaRue Hardinger is with me, and she's with Marine Toys for Tots Foundation. And we're going to talk about, as a matter of fact, I think we've got some announcements we need to make really quick. And then we're going to dive into this thing called the UFO 5. And so this time I have some pictures. So this is going to be part 2 of that segment. And so some pictures, some close-ups, and then you're going to explain what those pictures are and what they're all about.
Actually, the 5 UFO phenomenon started back in 1989. I think it was first spotted on February the 10th. Yeah, and it went on. The coverage went on and on and on and on.
It's still on.
It'll never go away, and they've developed an annual festival, and I'm not the spokesperson officially for the city on their behalf, but I think we have a flyer that they created that Donna will show.
And we'll be pulling that up in just a few minutes.
In a few minutes, but we do, as Toys for Tots, plan to be there. So we hope that you drop by and drop off a toy. Bobby Ledbetter has been good enough to have a trailer wrapped for us, and he's going to see about bringing it out there, maybe as a backdrop to our canopy. And if you want to drop off toys, we're going to try to kind of do a fill the trailer thing. So I know there's not going to be a lot of toys available, but if you know ahead of time, you can run by the store on your way to the festival and then drop it off there, and we would appreciate it. And we'll have a couple of other things like a 50-50 drawing and things like that. So,
well, I'll tell you, the Barbie movie was a hit, and they're still raking in money, from that. So Barbies, I would think you can find them all over the place.
Barbie was already popular, so it's so now it's really going to be popular. So we can't find enough Barbies, so anything Barbie would be fantastic.
Now the clothes, accessories, and all those things would be awesome as well. Maybe that Barbie car, scrap up just a little extra money, that would be a great thing.
They make all kinds of, you parents know all the different sets they have and the different clothing, but we try to get some clothing out with each stall, and we always run out. So if you don't, it would be fine. We'd be excited, just as excited to get clothing as a doll. Because it's pretty expensive, as you know. Some of them cost as much as the doll. So, the kid wants the clothing to go with the doll. So the Ken dolls too. So.
Yeah, don't forget Ken. Now Phil always gives a Barbie every year.
Do y'all go together and pick them out like children in the toy department?
We do. Oh, we're so excited to get to do that. We're like 2 kids. In fact, the kids look at us and go, "How sweet." So we love
They're playing with the toys.
Look at them old people playing with the Barbie and Ken. Isn't that something? Look at that. Yeah, we do that every single year. So let's.
I have a secret. When we bag the toys, our bagging team, we play with the toys.
I knew you did. You can't resist it. That little kid comes back in you, right? And it's such an important thing to do. It's such a giving thing to do.
No, we have to check them out, make sure they work.
Yeah, make sure. G.I. Joes, how about them? Do y'all ever get G.I. Joes?
Last year, and I think the last 2 years, we first started seeing the G.I. Joes, and I think they're back. So
Yeah, I would think that'd be one of the first
I
things.
think Barbie would rather have G.I. Joe's Ken anyway.
Yeah, I think so too. Ken looks a little wimpy to me. I'd rather have the G.I. Joe.
Yeah, he would make me feel safe.
Yeah, I think I would feel safer with G.I. Joe as well.
I mean, military.
Uh-huh.
I've been around so many of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you guys out there that aren't Marines are going to be rolling your eyes, but why does everything have to be Marines? I read that meme the other day. But yeah, they have a friendly competition thing going on between the Marines and all the other branches of the service.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Some of the things I can't repeat that they say to each other, but it's all in good fun.
Absolutely. Now, we have the event you just mentioned, the event. And so you were gracious enough to send some pictures. I think this is really awesome. So we're going to go and look at some pictures, and then you're going to explain what they are.
Yeah, right.
And I had a fun time just putting these things in there. So here's picture number 1 right here. What's this about?
Okay, y'all are going to see a whole lot of photographs from newspapers, and you can see I was working for the Gadsden Times when this broke, and it was because the 5 police officers were gracious enough to let me know that night what had been going on, and they gave me their first hand accounts of what they had seen, because it wasn't going away. It was continuing to grow.
Saw too many things, right?
So many reports, I could not keep up with all.
And they were basically the same image.
Mostly, yes, they were. And this right here this wasn't the first issue that came out, but this was just after it got to after it grew so big. The people were lining the streets, and that particular article just said that instead of around, the normal 500 that had been showing up on Saturday nights with their binoculars looking for the UFO, this particular Saturday there were 5,000, and the streets were lined with vendors who had made t-shirts and jewelry and caps, and I think the t-shirts, and you will show some pictures of those in a moment, but they
I might have a pair of those earrings, by the way.
yeah, I bought me a pair of those earrings, but that was just a drawing from one of our staff artists, but that's what the police saw from the underneath part of it. It was shaped triangular from the underneath with white lights underneath. And then if you saw it from the side, they always described it as a banana shaped object.
So it was dimensional.
With red and green lights, and it was also totally silent and could take off at warp speed and go in any direction. All of them were, yes, very similar, the descriptions. I read through a few of them this morning and to try to refresh my memory, and I was like, oh my gosh, I had forgotten how huge this became. I really did.
Yeah, I want a pair of those.
Those are my paper mache earrings that I bought from a vendor while I and my husband and my boys were there on that Saturday night. Everybody looking up in the sky, trying to, spot that UFO. And that's exactly the way they described it. It was banana shaped from the side with red lights on the end, green lights above, more green than red. And the background is navy blue, like a night sky. And I wore them so much as a reporter while I was covering that the little stems came off the back, so I made little holes at the top so that I can wear a stud through it now.
I've got to ask you a question. So what were the other reporters saying to you? Did they think that, what were they saying? Did they think, okay, LaRue, this is enough? But you couldn't stop because it kept coming back. It just... It was
if you poor law enforcement officers think that you caught a lot of, bragging over this every time, I know that you did, because you told me so, and I read it in my articles. You were like saying, we can't even go in a cafe without somebody saying, have you seen any UFOs lately? And they couldn't go anywhere. But it took a lot of bravery for them to come forward as law enforcement officers.
She needed me around, because you know what I would have done? If you and I knew each other then, I would have found some kind of green face paint. And I would
Little man.
I would have come in with you. And I would have been walking side by side, and I would have been making gibberish. And I would
have said, "Go back home. You have a council meeting today."
I would have said, "Take me through your leader."
Yes. No, I took a lot of ribbing from my. I was in a large a newsroom, and everyone can see each other. You're spaced apart, and at the Gadsden Times, I'm guessing we had, I don't know, 10, 12 reporters, 14 maybe, with our own little sections. But it wasn't it wasn't like in office space where you couldn't see each other. We could all see each other, and I'd be over there writing a UFO story, and they would all be going, or they'd be saying, or they just giggle every time they look at me, and I would look at them.
And you know what? They were jealous because you were getting all this.
And they were, they would just, they gave me a rough time too, but I would say, hey, you can have this story if you want it.
It's yours.
It's grown so large, it's taken over the world, and it was worldwide.
Oh yeah. So we were not living around here at that time, and it hit the world news.
To the point that I was getting phone calls from other reporters all around the globe, asking me about it because it was so huge. And I was getting letters, I was getting phone calls. I couldn't get any other news covered for inundated with this, but at the same time I was having fun. And
you got crazy questions too. Anything like what's the love life of an alien or anything
no,
like that?
I didn't get that one.
I would have called you pretending to be somebody else, and I would have said, I'm just interesting. I'm single. What's the love life of an alien?
Where did you come up with that?
So I needed to be around then. Let's get me off that topic. This is cuteness overload right here. So what's this about?
Oh, my little son, who is a brave firefighter now at Maxwell Air Force Base. He's my middle son, Seth Hardinger, and the locals will know him. And well, at the time we were in Atala and worked at the Gadsden Times, but he was when this happened, I was still living at Boaz right before I had married Joe Cornelison, who was with the police department there in Atala. And so when I got married, we moved down to Atala, and but this was while Seth was still at Boaz, and he brought it home from school, and I absolutely was amazed. I put it on my refrigerator. I mean, the detail he put on it. I
guys, see E.T. down there.
E.T. And then he's got UFO. He's got aliens in the He's got red and green lights on it.
Just like everybody said.
Yeah, he paid attention. And the police car, of course, he got,
he's an artist.
His
even the little dividing lines there on the road. I mean, he's got the whole works.
He pays attention to detail. I mean, he's just that kind of guy. But well, I was marrying a police officer, so he knew what a cop car looked like. And that's how they looked back then. Different from today. That little round thing on the side, I don't know what that is, unless that would be maybe where one had landed and maybe left.
Crop field? Or
that's a crop circle. That's
crop
what
circle.
that is. That's what that is. I sent that to him the other day, and I said, "Remember this?"
He goes, "Yeah, Mom, please don't flash it all over Donna's show." Please.
And I am advertising it.
Okay, folks, we're going to have to go into a commercial break. We'll be right back in just a minute. I told you half the show's already over. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer
yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
The only place I buy my beef is Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama. Their cattle is born and raised on their ranch, grass and grain fed, and you can feel confident when you serve your family and friends because their beef is all natural and no antibiotics or hormones are added. You can buy whole beef or perhaps go in with family or friends and buy half. Their customer service is number one as they take care of the delivery to their local processor and can deliver to your home for a small added fee. They also offer herd replacement heifers. I always call Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama for my beef specialty recipes and cookouts, and you can too. Food shortages are increasing, so buy local by calling 256-523-6462. That's 256-523-6462.
Wow, it's so soft and smooth.
It's cool to the touch. How did you do that?
Well, we took MyPillow's patented fill and combined it with this new technology that we didn't have back then when I invented MyPillow to bring you the best pillow in history, MyPillow 2.0. Because of all of you, MyPillow 2.0 has been a huge success, and now we're bringing you our best-selling Go Anywhere MyPillows with the same temperature-regulating technology. Made with my patented adjustable fill and brand new cooling fabric, they're truly the next generation of MyPillow. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save over 60% on our MyPillow 2.0 4-pack special. You'll get 2 MyPillows and 2 Go Anywhere MyPillows, regular $259.92, now only $99.98. King size just $10 more. This is a limited time offer, so please order now.
Donna's Designs offers a line of handmade memorial, wedding, and keepsake jewelry that launched back in 1970. I'm a self-trained jewelry designer, and I will work closely with you to create unique designs you can love and treasure for years to come. Whether that be flowers that were used in a funeral arrangement or stones you found on the beach at a memorable trip, call me at 256-659-4319, and let's think of the possibilities.
At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Hardinger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonesmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. Okay, we're back. Thank you so much for watching The Edge. My name is Donna, and I am your host of The Edge. Find us on television, radio, whatever, wherever you can't get away from us. We're all around you. So this is LaRue Hardinger with us. And LaRue and I have been friends for a really long time. Got acquainted with the Marine Toys for Tots, and so it's always just a fun time to have you on the show. And I had to talk her into this. Okay, I had to.
We've been
have to break your legs a couple of times before.
You have been asking me to do this for years.
Years on top of years.
Yes,
on top of years.
I knew it would. I knew it would resurrect the UFO. But you know what? The hearings in Congress that are going on, that's pretty much done that already. So. And plus, 5 UFO Days is coming up, the festival, which we will be at, that I mentioned earlier. And so y'all come on out. It's going to be the last Saturday of August. And the gates will open at 9 o'clock for the public. And I think they said it was from 9 to 10. 10 p.m.
Let's go on down here with the next picture because we have a lot, and I hope we can get all these in. As a matter of fact, that is the festival right there.
Yes, that is.
And so
26th of August. And it just has a list of all the things that will be there. It's not just going to be, us accepting gifts. It's going to be a lot of things. They have a lot of live music and many vendors, food vendors.
Now, does this bring your own chair kind of a thing too?
Well,
I know it has been in the
don't
past.
know. It may say in the small print there. I would, just in case, if I were you.
Fold up chair wouldn't hurt.
Oh, it never hurts. But when I went several years ago, just as a guest, there were bleachers there set up in front of the stage area where the music was taking place. But I have no idea. That was years ago, so I have no idea. But wouldn't hurt to bring it just in case.
Going ahead, let's go to picture number 6 right here. Now, this is a magazine coverage and the whole works, right?
After I had written so many articles, and it had reached the Birmingham News, and did you show that picture yet of the Birmingham News
no,
cartoon?
Let's look at that. Now, this right here.
Okay, if you will notice at the top, it says the Birmingham News, editorial page, very top, official alien map of the solar system. Okay, you've got Mars, Jupiter, Venus, Mercury, 5.
So that's the official alien map of the solar system.
And their artist drew this, and that was... I had no idea that it had gone worldwide. I knew it was, nationwide, but then I got a call go back to the UFO, if you can remember, there it is. That is a production of the MUFON, MUFON, Mutual UFO Network. And that's been going on a long time. I think they're still publishing this magazine. And it contains...
several decades ago, isn't it, since it started?
Yes. And they first called me after I'd gotten home from work and said, you're the one that's been covering all this in 5, right? And I was like, yes, I am. And they said, well, we are from, and they named where they were from. And the fellow I was talking with was from overseas. Now, maybe it's not published in overseas, Colorado Springs, Colorado, no, let's see where it's okay, published and edited by California UFO. Yeah, okay. So
us Californians, hey, Victoria over there, who is with Net News Network.
But the contributors, they're from all over the world. And I know this person that contacted me it was his job to keep up with, okay, where are the biggest breaking news stories for unidentified flying objects. And of course, Congress has a new acronym for that, and I can't recall exactly what it is, but I'll have to refresh.
It's still the same thing. I know they came up with it. I don't know why they did that, but I mean, I've heard it, but I'm still calling it UFO.
Well, it's the thing, new acronyms. Everything has a new acronym. But, it still makes sense. an unidentified flying object. That's what it is.
Unidentified.
And
I remember this
What
kid. There was somebody who was going to college at Jacksonville State University, and they were doing a thesis on this. I don't remember who the guy was, and he made everybody in Fife, Alabama mad because he said, actually, an unidentified flying object in Fife could be a flying bar of soap.
Oh,
A
really?
little jerk.
Really, 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 really. Well,
I'll have to see if I can find that sometime and send it to you. Let's look at this as picture number 8.
okay, that's just stapled onto my file folder of my Fife UFO
You've never
coverage.
moved it.
And it's still there, and you can see the fellow that a contact I was given by Fred Works, the assistant police chief, and that's an old card that was given to me in 1989 when I was doing that coverage. I believe Rick Dobbins might have been the one that he was referring me to, possibly with the Auburn. I'm pretty sure with that. Auburn University produced a film that was a short film that played off of the Fife UFO. And if you'll forward to the actual big 8x10 of Fred Works.
We'll get to it in just a minute.
Okay. Well, anyway, that is him talking with him, and what they're wanting to do is film locally.
Let's skip on. Let's talk about this, and then we're going to get to him. It'll be just a few seconds. So this is number 9. Siders compare the UFO.
Okay,
encounters.
I've got that right here, the actual paper in front of me, and it's very interesting because I got a call at the Gadsden Times from former Texas resident Betty Cash, who was attempting to get Congress to hold a hearing on claims that she and passengers with her were burned by flames from a UFO in 1980 that heated her car to an unbearable temperature. And they telephoned, Fife Police Chief Junior Garmany on Wednesday to get an exact description of a UFO that bewildered a score of DeKalb Countyans Friday night. Miss Cash, who now lives in her hometown of Lincoln, and U.S. Senator Hal Heflin began working to obtain the congressional hearing after 286,000 calls of support for her. And long story short, it was actually confirmed by her physicians that she and her passengers received serious burns from this object, which hovered over their car. Yes, hovered over their car. And it was, so she was still pursuing this thing back then, and she has passed away since then. I kept up with her, we stayed in touch, but she immediately calls me. I was getting serious calls like this, and I was getting other calls that were just, I saw it, I seen it.
These people were afraid. I mean, they wanted to come forward, but they're almost embarrassed. They're afraid people wouldn't believe them, right? So it's not just like some school kid.
Once
doing a
they
joke.
saw that it was a mass, everybody was so excited. It was around the world, and 5,000 people showing up in Fife, Alabama, buying T-shirts that said "I seen it" or "I survived the Fife UFO." Then yes, they started calling me, and they were not bashful in the least.
We're going to have to call it a day. Can you come back another time? Let's finish this up. We have so many things we've got to talk about. Okay, thank you so much for watching. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of The Edge. Again, thanks for watching. We're going to have another segment coming up shortly.